Hey guys, so last two sections here. So the technology one's pretty simple. Technology and science are very closely related. You need science to develop technology, and technology helps us to do science. So for this section, you just think about the technology that you need to conduct your experiment. This often involves measuring how you're going to measure the effects of your experiment, if you're going to see if your hypothesis is true or not. So just state which technology you need for your experiment and why that technology is important. So if you are developing a new type of race car, you might say, I need a speedometer to see how fast my race car can go. And it's important because that's the way that I know if my hypothesis that my new race car is faster is true or not. So that's why technology is important. And the final one is replication or repetition. And I'm going to actually explain what replication and repetition are really fast. We just pull up Sketch of School here. So, erase this old stuff. So, replication. Well, let's start with repetition. So when you do an experiment, let's say you are making a new type of chemical. You have a little bottle here, it's a new type of chemical, and this is your experiment. And you are successful the first time. Let's try the bottle again. But you are successful. Boom, 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 boom. So the first time you did it, you're successful, and you think, okay, I have proved that my experiment works. Well, that's not necessarily true. You need to have repetition, so you need to do your same experiment a couple of times to make sure. I'm not going to bother drawing the bottle on those ones. To make sure that what you have discovered is actually true. So repetition, and this is repetition. Repetition is doing your own experiment several times to make sure that repetition is doing your own experiment multiple times to make sure that your results are valid. So it's you repeating your own experiment. Okay, let's get rid of this. Replication, on the other hand, is a little bit different. So let's say you, as a scientist, do your experiment several times. It's you as a scientist, and you get a good result. Now, replication means that other scientists are also going to do your experiment because they need to check that you did your experiment correctly, even though it worked for you. So replication is other scientists doing your own experiment, and they want to see that they get the same results as you. So they're just checking your work, basically. Just like you might have your friend check your science project, make sure it's good. Replication is scientists checking each other's work to make sure that they did it correctly. So, does your experiment have repetition? Does your experiment have replication? Look at what you're doing for your experiment and for your research and answer that question in a paragraph or on one of your slides, and you'll get points for that section.